Good morning. Good morning. This is morning edition. I'm sorry my voice is not on in its best, but I'm gonna use it that way. Please bear with me. I may not sound too loud, all right, but just I'll try to give me your ear to understand what this morning edition is all about. I have told us time with that number that I'm not gonna go all out talking about Biafran Liberation Army and what is going on that has to do with the Biafran Liberation Army. I'm trying to avoid anything like that, even to the side of Nigerian Army, though. Not because I'm promoting or that I like what I'm doing, but for the fact that our people have vowed to be our own problem. So it's always good for you to make sure that you are make sure of what you're saying and to make sure that you verify it. And instead of us to go all out, begin to talk about this and that will end up creating more vacuum, more problem, more misunderstanding. It's better to just let go and let the God of creation fix it the way He wants. And sometimes you may from time to time we may add voice, but not as deep as it's supposed to be. Now, there's this news that been flying left, right, hand, and center. People have said that Gentle Yahoo have been sentenced to judgment. That his second, because after a few days, they started saying that his second has not. They have also sent him to judgment as well. Like you are seeing on your screen now. This is a post that somebody made claiming the same thing. But one thing they don't want to tell you is that it's not about making some claim. It's about being realistic. Like I always tell you, you can cook up story. You will wake up and say, that you know Butozo, you know Christmas Musa, you know their wife and their children, you know their village, you know their town, it is easy to say. But when it comes to reality, facts, do you also have something to present? Do you understand? Now, some people see it as a rumor. Some people say some people actually believe it. I watched a video of one of the Afonja, that have been working hard in Nigeria, use Nigerian news platform to air his hate on Igbo people. He pretend that he's building he's a national man, a state man. This man called Deji or whatever he called himself. That was the time he visited Enugu State. He went there to see the governor of Enugu State when PM was here. He was still here, and there was a time Enugu State wanted to be the leader of those or leader of those campaign against sit at home. He went there asking governor a question, a kind of motivating governor and all that. We saw through what he was trying to do there. But that's not the story why we're here this morning. He claimed that he was giving them how the military operation took place, how the man worked 4 hours or how many hours they want for them to get to where Jet is in the bush. But what surprised me that inside the bush, there's a building that half ceiling. That story did not add up to me. Do you understand what I'm talking about? Like somebody trek 4 hours, 4 hours to where Gentle is, according to him, and they started exchanging firepower. And before they know it, they had no other option than to set the building ablaze. The question is that a bush or forest that took you 4 hours should be very, very thick, isn't it? So who built a house there that has ceiling, and everything there? I don't know if you're following what I'm saying. And in that place, according to them, the spy people and everything, and his second in command of Gentle and Jamaica, according to them, is a victim. All right. So, but they won't tell you after giving you stories of what happened in the southeast, after what happened with them and Biafran Liberation Army, and anything they want to call them and all that. I was expecting them also to keep on reporting, to report also what happened, what is going on in Yoruba land, how people are protesting about the Fulani invaders, how they are not even protesting, they are crying out, not protesting. Then in the north, no, they don't deliberate more the consequences and what it means to strike a deal with that well-known terrorist. You know, the terrorists that modernized as bandit. So, and Shegumi is moving freely, requesting on how to negotiate and, you know, how to pamper the terrorists. None of them use their platform to expatiate on the content of that statement. Imagine, for example, even now that IPB have not been labeled anything like terrorism, not even their action shows that they are terrorists. Nobody in the Biafra land, they know that nobody has done what they can beat up their chest and say this is act of terrorism. Not at all. In fact, talking about terrorism, trying to label, even mentioning terrorism after or before mentioning IPB or Biafra can only happen in Igbo land. Imagine calling OPC a terrorist. You think Yorubas will just fold hand out? I'm not talking about Yorubas on the street. I'm talking about the elite. They won't take it with you. They won't. You dare not. You know you can't do that. You may attempt to do it, but it's even impossible when it has to do with the northerners. Imagine if what I'm not talking about all the leaders of bandit. I'm talking about one of their soldiers, the atrocities of the okay, remove bandits away, remove Bugaram, remove ISWAP, remove ISIS, remove all these terrorist groups in the north. Focus on herdsmen, headers alone, carrying cow. Imagine if they are Igbo race. You see, the federal government and even our brothers in Senate would have been, in fact, let me just bring it to you. Igbo's senators from Southeast would have just, present a bill, and that bill would be to stop Igbo people from even farming, having anything like cow anymore in Nigeria. I'm not talking about helping them to build ranches, no. Talking about to stop them from rearing cow, from even growing, having anything farm. And even if you have built your own ranches, federal government will use the opportunity to, to place a heavy tax sponsored by Igbo senators. That's how life is. To be an Igbo is one of the most difficult things to be in this surface of earth. You will see your own father in his Senate house telling other nations, other tribes how to deal with you. That is what you are facing as a people, and that is why when I hear some people talking about how to make Igbo people, you have to contest for election and win election. You go to red chamber or Harun chamber, begin to question them. Well, we gave you so months to really constituency. You know how that ganja man was talking and saying it on his video. These are things you can only see in Igbo land. You can't see it, not even in the job. Hijab people will not accept that. You just close to Igbo people. Even some people say they're Igbo, some say they're not, but I'm not here for that. You can claim whatever you want to claim, but you see, even if it's one state that is Igbo land, there I am. All right, whether it's a dot in a circle, half dot in a circle, one spot circle, and one drop a circle, whatever you want to call it, I'm proud of where I come from. Very, very proud. But that does not mean that I have to overlook or turn blind eyes on the atrocities and wickedness and senselessness of our people who claim to have chance and power to excel in Nigerian political circle. So we know that they are the major problem, with Efulefus. The Efulefus can come from different angles. Those who become a Efulefu based on the money that politician promised them, like the one is going on in Anambra State. I was told that Soludo somehow has shared money to some bloggers. So I don't know how true this is that, but that's a rumor though. But when you look at what the ganja man who came from Okija, the one that bragging that Mazen Kano they should release him and he will come out and face the charges and face the trial and face nonsense. I'm not talking about the one in the hiding in Abuja. I'm not talking about Udele. Udele was claiming that he's gonna buy his father, his papa, and all that. These are things you will see in Igbo land, in Igbo race, ignoring their problem to tackle their brothers. That's how bad it is, like I said. But the story is this. It is good to label anybody, whatever you want to, it's up to you. But God has a final say. Why do I say so? The post from this man here, all right? When you look at it, you think that if a Fulani man made a comment, or maybe a Yoruba man made a comment, because you can see his cap here, he's dressed like a Yoruba, he's in a Yoruba attire, look at him, he's Igbo man. I told you, and read the comment here. Listen, I'm not here to promote violence, whether a Jamaican or agent to commit any crime or buy anybody. My own is, I always want to base my topic, my claim evidently. Show me what you have, with what you said you person have done, then I will listen to you. You don't just wake up because you hate Mr. A and you begin to talk about how bad he is. Maybe, oh, you know that that the way he walk, he look like he carries one deadly disease that can be transmitted to other people. That if you say hi to him, that is cool, you may be contaminated. Don't say hi to him, don't handshake, don't greet. This disease that this guy is carrying on can be transferred to you simply because you said hi, you say hi to him or her. That is how they will cook up story. Just trying to make it believe that is real. But whether it is real or not, my own, like I said, bring the evidence. There are some things that Jamaica and Jeto have said that is uncalled for. There's something that some clip that you have seen that doesn't watch it. All right. But for a fact that some people who have been waiting for them, like Ebek Wedike of this world, calling for their head before anything, before any so-called evidence surface on social media, they are the one promoting and shouting about. That's why I think that is of no point, going through that range, but going through that method. But this hour, I want to pay attention to the post before you on your screen now. You can see. Just in, he said, this of September, the date is, he made this post on September 18, 2025. Okay? And he said, just in, Oyekachi Isaac, known as Njemeko, second in command to dreaded IPOB terrorist in Afia, he labeled it terrorist. Igbo man, gentle, the Yahoo, reportedly pied. Well done to the Nigerian army with a handshake. Okay, well done. And the same people, if they can say this well done, that means they must have said well done to Nigerian army the day they pied 28 people in Mazamekano's home, Igbo people. Like I said, I don't promote killing. If a Jamaican is involved in kidnapping or in anything, let him face the law. Let him face the consequences. I'm not here to, because you are saying Biafra. That means if you are talking about Biafra, you go and rob people and burn house and kidnap people, I should be clapping for you. No, I told you, I'm not those who massage crime because somebody, your favorite man, is involved. No, I'm not. Even if it's my father is involved in kidnapping or killing of anybody, let the God of land, go after that person. You don't kill innocent people for no reason. Agitation don't require you to buy people, and that's why Mazamekano should be distant from any crime of anybody because they don't live with anybody. But those linking it every day and night, to them, you are doing it deliberately because you know the truth. And that goes to the IPOB DS agitators who are, very, very blind and senseless. Why do I say so? Just take a look at this story. Imagine somebody who claimed that he loved Mazamekano so dearly. Mazamekano is the right person, is the best. And as you are doing that, as you are shouting that, you are, on the other hand, calling for the head of PM, Mazamekano, because he's a terrorist. Then when your head use the same analogy, the same your judgment, the same thing, the same statement that you use to condemn Simon Ekpa, Prime Minister. Yeah, use it to Mazamekano. You say, no, this time, leave him alone. He's different from you. Are you not stupid? Really, are you not actually stupid? If you are not mature enough, stay clear. Leave people who know the truth, who understand, who can accept their mistake and forge ahead. You cannot fight for freedom when you ignore your own mistake. It doesn't work that way. Just like when you are a liar, you are good at telling lies. Everything around you, you must twist it to become a different issue, and they want people to believe you, to follow you, to listen to you, when you know that you are a well-known liar. You lie a lot, you lie for a living. How can people take you serious? How can people take you serious when they know that you're a liar? It doesn't make sense, and that's why they're making their own freedom more difficult, because they're, in fact, I sometimes I am tempted to believe that they're doing it deliberately, because they want to make sure that they're actually working hard to keep myself under them. Because if not, how can you just know for a fact that this is what these people want? They want you to behave like this. They want you to be like this, and you are working, you are doing what they're doing in line with what they want. That makes you what? Think about it. Now, they won't tell you the story. This story that I'm about to share with you, same people, like the guy that I just showed you his tweet. He just told you what he wants. Tiny Igbo youth is the best, right? And like the same Nigerian army are facing a very deadly challenges somewhere in the north. Am I happy? No, I'm not happy, because at the end of the day, innocent youth will pay the price, whereas the politicians that are enabling it will be the one corner reading the news, which is very, very bad. Clear of anybody is wrong. Imagine terrorists ransacking villages, kidnapping and at will, forcing themselves on women in the north, even in the south as well. But in the north, the operation there is in a different level. It's in a different level because now they want to make their own region very, very beautiful and focus on eastern part and show their, once they're after buying soldiers in the north, they'll come to east to show their grievances. I mean, who does that? Why is it so? Because of our people enable that, and that's what they want, because they have one hatred to another, and therefore they need to circulate it and spread it very, very wide like a wildfire, so that this hatred will touch every corners of our people, every corner, every region, everybody. They want you all to be a partaker of their hatred. Now, before you is a post made by another person talking about the atrocities of Boko Haram, Iswa, bandits, those that strike deal, what they are doing in the north. The post we are seeing here was on 24th September, which is a few days ago. Today's date is 22nd. So he made this post yesterday, though. Yesterday. But I don't know when the act was carried out. I think maybe the video that we're about to watch, we may have a clue, an idea of what, we may have an idea of what happened, what transpired in the north. And he says, according to the write-up, said Boko Haram terrorists attacked Nigerian army base in Banki, bordering Cameroon in Borno State, on the early morning of 19 September 2025. That means the date has been mentioned. 19th was when? When was 19th? 19th happened to be on Friday. Today's date is Monday. So last Friday, early hour in the morning, terrorists went there to attack this location, army base, not even civilian. They attacked army base there. If only Boko Haram are not terrorists and only looking for their independence, Islamic State, they would have gotten it since. Are you getting the point? Because of firepower. Firepower. How many Fulanis are content creators? How many of them? No, they are not. They are. There are many Fulanis speaking good English. Youth, young people, they don't condemn these atrocities, use their platform. No, they don't sabotage, even though they have access to do. Why? Because they understand the agenda. They're in. No matter, education cannot separate them from what they actually want. They know what they want, and they're going for that without looking back. Before you is a short video that I want you to pay close attention to. According to this, our brother, he tried his best to narrate it a little bit, but pay attention, like I said. In fact, let me bring. Are you seeing it? Okay. I think the whole thing is on the screen now. Let me make sure that it's playing very, very perfectly by increasing the volume. And listen.
Nigerians. So yesterday, the Nigerian army were attacked yesterday in Banki. They nearly finished our soldiers yesterday. I bet you no media will tell that story. But you know the story. I promise you guys. Once they hide them, I will bring her out. No media will bring her out. They nearly finished our soldiers yesterday for Banki. Banki is near Cameroon. Now, Borno State is the border of Nigeria and Cameroon. IB Banki. It's a military base there. These guys came around 12 a.m. of yesterday, being the 19th of September 2025. As they come, according to eyewitness, these guys even came and told the civilians not to panic. Don't panic. We only came for the soldiers. Make una no run. Make spray bullets. Make flying bullets. No make una. Make una no run. No panic. Now for the soldiers we come for. But you know people now. How you tell me say make I no panic. But and they say don't for all. They panic. They run helter scatter. So bullets meet like 4 civilians. We lost 4 civilians yesterday night. May their soul rest in perfect peace. But yesterday night, look small. I give you the gist. So these guys came around 12 a.m. in the morning, the early morning of the 19th of September 2025. As they come, they split. They share themselves into 3 groups. 3 groups. The first group, they station the first group for Freetown. Freetown is 5 kilometers to Banki. They position the second group for Banki, Kumshi Road. That was where they stationed the second group. Then the third group, I marched straight to the military base. You see how they surround, how they finish our armies. 3 groups. And this is themselves like this. Triangle. You don't understand. The third one marched straight to the military base. The 2 days here like this. Bro, Nigerian army had to flee to Cameroon. If I tell you facts, go and Nigerian army flee to Cameroon yesterday. They finished. Don't see the image here. They stay inside that military base. They load ammunition for like 1 hour. They were loading. They can't get away with so many ammunitions that I can't just mention names here. Number of casualty, military casualties, you know that people they buy, soldiers will they buy, and never get the actual right number. But Nigeria's armies they collect Moto yesterday. Don't be small one, no. Don't be small. They will not tell you people this thing. I'm telling you, go and verify. So what happened is 19th of September 2025. Now this thing will happen finish. Nigerian army will later capture the person. Then you go court, one court, one sentence prison in 15 years in prison. If they pay me, say after all these things, you go sentence after all these things with these guys they face. Don't capture the person, you go and sentence this person to 15 years in prison. If they pay me, say after all these things, don't capture the person. The Nigerian government will integrate the person into the society. They're going to represent the Boko Haram or represent bandits. They bring me. See what they do our armies. See what they do our armies. Nigerian army had to flee to Cameroon for their life. Go and verify. You know the story. I can't leave here without telling you that we're going to talk about this. The facade.
All right. Yes. All right. You can hear the story. You already know what that means, right? This is the story behind insecurity. It is basically man-made. All right. Some people may doubt, but that is what it is. It is man-made. It is man-made. They know what they're doing. I always say this. They know what they're doing. They won't tell you the story, but the story everywhere, flying everyone in social media is gentle Yahoo, gentle this and all that. Like I said, I'm not in support of anybody committing any crime, whether gentle or not gentle. You must not kill innocent people. You must not kidnap people. Must, no matter who you are. That's my stand. That's why I tell you, I don't care who they kill, where they come from. If you kill anybody, it's wrong. I'm not a promoter of that. We have to stand on the side of the truth always. Simply because if you are clapping for kidnappers today, tomorrow you may be victim. To you now, so it doesn't matter. If Nigerian army are buying people for no reason, you are clapping. Tomorrow it may be you. That's why you need to condemn it. Anyway, tell me what you think about all we discussed. What is your take? The issue of the report from Banki in Borno State, did you listen to that? Have you watched it in anywhere, in any mainstream media? Is it making headline in Nigerian news? I don't think so. What does that tell you? Think, and God bless you. Bye bye for now.